Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, we're starting a new week, Monday. Calling in this Monday evening, we have Congressman Tom Emmer from the great state of Minnesota, and he is the majority whip of the GOP. You got your hands full, Tom Emmer.
Yeah, well, it's great to be with you, John. As usual, appreciate all you do for the cause, getting the word out. But you're right. Minnesota continues to be an issue, and it's because of the failed, incompetent, and corrupt leadership of a guy named Tim Walz. I don't know if you saw this in the last 2 weeks, John, but Tim Walz and our Attorney General, Keith Ellison, actually pardoned a child rapist, a guy that was here illegally. He's here illegally. He started raping a little girl age 10 and did it repeatedly. And when he was arrested and charged, he tried to say, well, this is normal in the culture that I come from, which he since recanted. But these idiots pardoned him, John. They gave the criminal a pardon at the expense of this little girl. It just, you can't make this stuff up. These people cannot get out of office soon enough, John.
Well, I just can't understand it at all, how crazy the world has become. The fact is that if Harris and Tom Walz would have been the vice president, I mean, our country would have had a hard time surviving.
Yeah, no, we like Donald Trump said, there's a reason that God has him doing what he's doing. He's got to finish the job he started. These guys would have finished the job destroying this country. But you just got to look at their flawed reasoning, John. When Walz was asked why he was pardoning this child rapist, he said, quote, "We shouldn't judge people by their worst day." John, this wasn't one day. This was multiple rapes of a 10-year-old girl. And secondly, he was convicted. He was tried and convicted. God bless Donald Trump and Marco Rubio. They actually they ignored the pardon and they deported this illegal. Get him the hell out of the country, which is exactly what should have happened.
100%. Now, other things happening in Washington. What do you feel emotional about?
Well, what we're watching, John, and I talked to a bunch of interns here in Washington, D.C. last week. They've been working on the Hill. I thanked them for showing up, volunteering, being part of the process. But I asked them all one question. I asked, how many of you have read The Road to Serfdom by Hayek? Not one hand went up. And I told them, you all need to go read it because Mamdani the commie, these quote-unquote progressives, that's what that book was written about. That was Hayek writing that book during World War II to his elitist intellectual buddies about why, quote-unquote, socialism only ends poorly, and why socialism and Marxism, quite frankly, have been responsible for more human deaths than any other political ideologies in the history of our planet. So that's what's got me going is the Bernie Sanders, your young lady from New York, the quote-unquote progressive wing that is really the socialist, Marxist, communist, anarchist wing of what used to be my grandfather's Democrat Party. It certainly isn't that anymore.
Understood. I will tell you, I tell that to the Democrats. The Democrats are trying to come together to get rid of the communists. And I went to an event in the Hamptons on Sunday morning where there was a lot of common sense Democrats trying to pull their party together. And they look at it as they had similar problems in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. But I think right now, it's getting a little bit out of control for them.
Yeah, I don't think we can compare their problems in the 70s, 80s, and 90s to what they're dealing with right now because, quite frankly, I don't think our founders ever saw a day when someone had a voting card in the U.S. House of Representatives and called themselves a Marxist, a socialist maybe, but a Marxist, a communist. I mean, it's amazing. If there are any sane Democrats left, which it sounds like you saw some over the weekend, John, I can understand why they're terrified by the candidates that their party's been nominating. Instead of a D at the end of their name, they should be putting an M for Marxist because, again, this is no longer my grandfather's Democrat Party. Mamdani, your guy there in New York City, who you've had a lot to say about, he's the real leader of the Democrat Party, despite what Hakeem the Dream and Chuck Schumer wish. That's who's running this. And these candidates for Congress, many of whom beat those. This is why the people you were with this weekend are so upset, because many of these crazy left radicals are beating the incumbent, rational incumbent Democrats. These people, like the Plattner mistake in Maine, this El Sayed in Michigan. I mean, these are crazy. These people want to use taxpayer money for transgender surgeries. They want to defund the police. They want to abolish ICE, and they want to let illegal aliens vote. None of those, by the way, is going to make Americans more safe, nor is it going to lower gas prices. I think it's going to make for a pretty clear decision on your vote in November, John.
Absolutely. And, gas prices were going in the right direction. Interest rates, we were set up to go in the right direction because inflation was going in the right direction. Right now, the president has his hands full until we settle some matters. Yeah,
well, the president's doing the right thing. I mean, he was trying to do what the president of peace does best. He was trying to work a deal to have peace in the Middle East, peace with Iran, peace in the region. And the Iranians, pretty much not the Persian people, because John, there are many great people in Iran. We're talking primarily about the IRGC, the Royal Guard. They cannot be trusted, and the president is dealing with it. Thank God we've got a president who is willing to make decisions and identify the problem and deal with it. I'm confident he's going to have it dealt with very quickly, John. The strait's going to be reopened again, and ultimately, because of Donald J. Trump, peace will reign through the Middle East.
He is the only one with the courage to do what he's doing. Nobody else has the courage, and I praise him every day on radio and television. And well, thank you, Tom Emmer, from the great state of Minnesota, for calling in today. And God bless you, God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump, because he's got to stay healthy to keep doing what he's doing.
Oh, I think he's going to stay healthy. The good Lord's got a plan for Donald J. Trump, and Donald J. Trump is executing. We're lucky to have him.
Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Take care, John.